Hey what's up guys, it's Red here with another Fire Emblem mythology, this one being on Elusia. But before we get started, make sure to leave a comment down below if you have any feedback or recommendations for future videos. I enjoy reading them even if I might not reply. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy. Over 87% of my viewers aren't subscribed, so please make sure to hit the subscribe button to help me reach 500 and many more subscribers. Subscribing is free and you can always unsubscribe later. Also, make sure to check out my Ko-Fi if you really enjoy the content and want to help support me and this channel. I make approximately $0 right now from these videos, so any donation will help. It isn't necessary, but I'd really appreciate it, and your message will be shown and perhaps even read at the end of mythology videos like this one. So anyways, let's get started with the kingdom itself. Elusia is known as the Kingdom of Knowledge. It is a place where scholars and seekers of knowledge go to study, as Elusia contains the most prestigious academy in all of Elios. Elusia has frigid winters and is very snowy. As such, they are a pretty isolationist country, with them being neighbors with Solm, whom Elusia has a neutral relationship with, as they trade with Solm sometimes. Elusia doesn't neighbor Firene, so they don't have much of a relationship. However, Elusia is hostile towards Brodia and is at war with them. The reason as to why they are at war is because Elusia worships the fell dragon Sombron, and Brodia also wants to expand their territories, though they are pretty even and practically at a standstill. Even though they worship the fell dragon now, in the past the divine dragon Lumera gave them the emblem ring, the Lady of the Plains, Lynn, which they had until the events of the game. So its name's origin in real life is miscellaneous, as there isn't a direct connection. So it might come from the word illusion, which one definition is a false idea or belief. Maybe it's connected because some Elusians worship the fell dragon and not the divine dragon. It's not really definitive, but whatever. So now, let's go on to the king of Elusia, King Hyacinth. He gets his name from the genus of plants, the Hyacinthus, or the hyacinths, which are bulbous herbs that bloom in the springtime. Their colors are primarily within blues and purples. Hyacinths are fragrant flowers from the asparagus family, and the name Hyacinth comes from Greek mythology, as Hyacinth or Hyacinthus was a deified hero who was the prince of the Spartan royal family. He was known for his remarkable beauty, which many gods admired, like Zephyr. Like, what can I say, man's was just pretty. And he was one of the lovers of the Greek god of the sun, Apollo. As the legend goes, Apollo and Hyacinth were lovers. And one day, Apollo decided to teach Hyacinth discus. And this is where the story has different adaptations, but I'll talk about the more interesting one, as Zephyr was jealous of Apollo for being the lover of the beautiful Hyacinth. So while they were throwing discus, Zephyr, the god of the west wind by the way, threw it at Hyacinth, hitting his head. Hyacinth was left with an incurable injury and died. Apollo mourned his lover so much that he wished he was mortal so that he could be in the afterlife with Hyacinth. So as Hyacinth bled out, his blood sprouted flowers, who Apollo named after his lover. So that's how the flowers got their name of Hyacinth. In Fire Emblem, King Hyacinth is definitely not beautiful. Anyways, he was the Sage King of Elusia and the father to Ivy and Hortensia. Hyacinth worshipped and worked with the fell dragon Sombron. So Hyacinth defeated King Morion so that he could feed Morion to Sombron, which he did. Yet Sombron was still hungry, and Sombron said that only royal blood could heal him. So King Hyacinth realized that Sombron, his deity, was gonna kill him. Hyacinth tried to escape, but it was futile, and the king was consumed by Sombron. So anyways, now on to his first daughter, the crowned princess, Ivy, who gets her name from the Hedra, which is a genus of different species of evergreen climbing or ground creeping plants that are most commonly known as ivy or ivies. They are native to Europe, Africa, and Asia, and a whole bunch of different species of ivies are very invasive and outcompete the native population of plants in the Americas. In Fire Emblem, Ivy, the crowned princess, is usually serious and melancholic. She is pretty closed off with a cold demeanor, yet she does wish for positive relationships. Her closed-offness is a result to how the nobility in Elusia mistrust each other and those in the royal court want more power. Ivy loves her family above all else. And unlike most Elusians, like her father, she is a follower of the divine dragon Alir and loves the divine dragon. So now on to Ivy's half-sister, Hortensia, who gets her name from the genus of more than 70 species of flowering plants called hydrangeas, which are commonly called hortensias. They are native to the Americas and Asia, and were used in different ways. Like for example, Japan makes a tea from hydrangeas, which is used during ceremonies where the tea, named amacha, is poured over a statue of the Buddha. And another example was that the Native American Cherokee people used it as a remedy for stones/gravel in the bladder. The Hortensias come in multiple colors, predominantly from blues to pinks, and there are also whites and greens. In Fire Emblem, Hortensia is the second princess of Elusia, with her mother being one of Hyacinth's concubines. Hortensia is playful and even a bit childish. She is a bit vain about her appearance as she wants to appear as charming and cute, so that she could win the hearts of her people. Like Ivy, she also loves her family dearly and was willing to do whatever her father asked her to do. So now onto Ivy's retainers, starting with Zelkov, who most likely gets his name from the genus of 6 species of deciduous trees in the elm family called Zelkova. They are native to southern Europe and southwest and eastern Asia. They vary in size from large trees to shrubs. The name Zelkova comes from the Georgian word Zelkva, meaning stone pillar. In Fire Emblem, Zelkov is from a wealthy family, who unfortunately were slain by a group of bandits. Zelkov did get his revenge and killed them all before he found his way into the service of the kingdom itself, where he became one of Ivy's retainers. Zelkov seems mysterious and perhaps evil, but he's pretty kind and friendly. He is quiet and observant, but he's also very obsessive when it comes to hobbies, as he always looks for something to do. Zelkov has a unique way of speaking as he sometimes emphasizes his words. So anyways, now onto Ivy's next retainer, Kagetsu, whose name isn't directly a plant, but his name is written in katakana, which when it's turned into its equivalent kanji, it is 2 different kanji. Ka, which means flower, and Getsu, which means moon. So all together and translated into English, Kagetsu means moonflower. Which, there's a few plants that share the name, so I'll just leave some of them on screen for you to see them. In Fire Emblem, Kagetsu is actually not from Elusia, but from the secluded Pale Sands area of Solm, which is why he acts and speaks differently than most Elusians. Kagetsu's personality is about being Japanese. I'm kidding, but he does talk about onigiri and has a Japanese style. Kagetsu is actually a very friendly guy looking to make friends and even dueling and training with them. He wants fair fights, which is why he only fights them at their full strength. So he's just Goku then. Anyways, now onto Hortensia's retainers, starting with Rosado, who gets his name from the Spanish word for pink, which Rosado comes from rosa, which is also pink but it also means rose. And roses are from the genus Rosa, which there are like over 300 different species, not to mention the thousands of different roses that are cultivated for their different traits. They come in a rainbow of colors, with their natural colors being white, yellows, and reds. Other colors are dyed roses which are man-made and not natural, like black and blue roses. Most species of roses are native to Asia, but there are small amounts of native roses in Europe, Northwest Africa, and North America. In Fire Emblem, Rosado is very cute and feminine. He and the village he came from never really cared about gender norms, and when he enrolled into Elusia's academy, he befriended Hortensia, and essentially became one of her retainers. He is like Hortensia, where he loves being cute and charming. Rosado is cheerful and proud to express his cuteness. Rosado is a skilled artist and he can quickly whip up some fantastic art. He also enjoys having people embrace their cuteness and wants to help them be cute. So now, onto the next retainer, and my favorite character, Goldmary, whose name is probably a swap of marigolds, which the genus is called Tagetes, and there are around 50 species. Tagetes are mostly herbaceous plants that are native to Central and South Mexico and other Latin American countries. No wonder Goldmary is my favorite. She's a Latina and Mexicano like me. Anyways, marigolds are typically yellow and orange in color. In Fire Emblem, Goldmary comes from a family that owns an inn with a hot springs resort. And while studying in Elusia's academy, Brody attacked, where a Brodian soldier nearly killed Goldmary, and she was saved by Hortensia. Goldmary quickly befriended Hortensia, and like Rosado, she became an unofficial retainer for Hortensia, and left the academy with her. Goldmary is perfect. Or at least tries and acts perfect, as she is bold and vain about her appearance and skills like cooking. She pretends to be modest or even acts as if she isn't trying, when she very much tries, as she seeks validation and never wants anyone to have a lower opinion of her. But she is sometimes kind, as she teaches others how to cook or helps them out with their problems. So anyways, now onto the most forgettable character in Engage, being Lindon, who most likely gets his name from the Tilia, a genus of around 30 species of trees and bushes, which are native to most of the temperate northern hemisphere. The European tree species of the Tilia are called Lindon, which is where Lindon gets his name from, with the North American species ones being called basswood. And in Ireland and Great Britain, they are called lime trees, with no affiliation with limes, the citrus fruit. In Fire Emblem, Lindon is a scholar, who was a former retainer of the brother of King Hyacinth. He didn't really agree with fighting the Divine Dragon's forces, so he could betray Elusia and join the Divine Dragon's army. Lindon is a scholar at heart and is always searching to advance his knowledge, especially with lightning magic and its applications. He is also an artist, as he drew portraits of his deceased wife and wrote many novels. In fact, he said that he almost read every book in Elios. While being one of the older people in Alir's army and past his prime, he doesn't want to seem too old, so he wants and shows that he is still capable of fighting. So that was the Fire Emblem mythology on Elusia. Hopefully you all enjoyed this enough to leave a like and subscribe. Also, if you want to help support me in this channel, check out my Ko-Fi. Any little bit helps. And your message will most likely be read and shown at this section of the video. Next video will be on Solm, so stay tuned. So thanks for watching.